Hello everyone, this time we are going to read and analyze the Bible reading for the 12th of Nisan, which will help us prepare our hearts for the Commemoration Day. All these readings talk about the last week Jesus spent on earth, so make sure not to miss it, as in the end, we will draw good comments and lessons that we can learn from this reading. Without further ado, let's begin. Twelfth of Nisan. Matthew 26 verses 1 to 5. After saying all these things, Jesus said to his disciples, "As you know, in 2 days it will be the Passover, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified." Then the chief priests and the elders of the people gathered in the courtyard of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and plotted together to arrest Jesus by cunning and kill him. But they said, "Not during the feast, lest there be an uproar among the people." Matthew 26 verses 14 to 16. Then one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" And they paid him 30 pieces of silver. And from that moment he sought an opportunity to betray him. Mark 14 verses 1 and 2. It was now 2 days before the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to arrest him by stealth and kill him. For they said, "Not during the feast, lest there be an uproar from the people." Mark 14 verses 10 and 11. Then Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went to the chief priests in order to betray him to them. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. And he sought an opportunity to betray him. Luke 22 verses 1 to 6. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew near, which is called the Passover. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to put him to death, for they feared the people. Then Satan entered into Judas called Iscariot, who was of the number of the 12. He went away and conferred with the chief priests and officers how he might betray him to them. And they were glad, and agreed to give him money. So he consented and sought an opportunity to betray him to them in the absence of a crowd. Now, let's see the comments and lessons we can highlight from this reading. Let's see the first comment. From this reading, we can learn that Jehovah is a God who predicts and fulfills His word, as here it fulfills what was said in Zechariah 11 verse 12, where it was prophesied that the Messiah would be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver, and that's exactly what happened. Let's see the second comment. We see that Judas accepted the money given to him by those men to betray Jesus, the Son of God. This teaches us the kind of things that happen when one comes to love money more than they love their neighbor or even God. That's why the Bible says that the love of money brings many harmful things. Let's see the third comment. We see that despite Judas Iscariot eventually betraying Jesus, neither he nor the other apostles allowed that to hinder their relationship with their Father. Neither Jehovah nor his people were guilty of what Judas had done. This teaches us not to let the mistakes of others affect us to the extent of ruining our relationship with Jehovah or robbing us of the joy we feel for being part of God's people. This concludes the analysis of the Bible reading for the commemoration of the 12th of Nisan. I hope it has been of great help to you. Until tomorrow, my brothers, I send you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.